Should Raiders be favourites, or do you think that all of a sudden the locomotive's coming along, Penrith?
Yeah, look, I can understand why people would be saying Penrith. I still feel like their energy tank could be zapped at any stage. Like,
Gotcha.
It could just be, the ejection button hitting pretty quick. Storm for me, I really love the confidence that the Raiders are playing with. I do have a worry that they're going to get to prelim final day and not bright lights or anything like that, but I just hope that doesn't happen. The Dogs, I think defensively they can. They scored 40 points against Manly, but Manly aren't an elite defensive team, right? So I think defensively they can beat an opposition Bulldogs. I just don't know about their attack stopping sort of Penrith or anything like that.
Let's have a talk about Penrith and their progression. Talk about a bit of them here. One of the things I really like is I saw it last week and Schneider was in the 7 and, of course, Nathan comes in this week. Everyone's in their right spots. Suddenly their attack is really synchronised again. There was a terrific try where you see Nathan plays really tight, 1 under, 2 under, out the back to Blaze. Blaze catches it. This is it here. This is an example. Everyone's perfectly synchronised.
Yeah, that's a beautiful pass.
Isn't it a great pass?
Like the metre or half a metre that Jenkins needs to put the ball down is everything that Nathan does here. The time and intent. This Blaze pass, that's phenomenal.
A question there, Coops. Is that pass a preemptive pass, or do you think, almost in his mind's eye, he felt the winger coming outside in?
No, he's gone into the line, realised that Nathan Cleary went deeper, and if Nathan's pass is half a centimetre higher or lower, he doesn't get that pass. The fact that it hit, he was able to catch it on the same plane and get it across. The thing about Penrith's attack that I like, and people will say this whole, this structure and system versus play with freedom and eyes up.
Yeah.
Right. The one thing that Penrith, when they got in trouble, was it was predictable and slow.
Yep.
Now, all of a sudden, their play the ball speed is quicker and their passes are centimetre perfect every time.
Yeah.
And the fact that it is predictable, teams can still not stop it. When Cody Walker and Alex Johnson were carving up, I could have told you exactly what was happening in their play. 2 across the field, 1 out runners coming back for Cody.
That's right.
And Alex Johnson still scored 400 tries.
It used to amaze me all the time. Work to the far right post, come back all the time.
Cam Murray, first receiver.
That's right.
Walker out the back. But the perfect execution is not what you do, it's how you do things sometimes. And the attack is if you've got ad-lib players all over the field, it's beautiful and pretty when it works, but then they run out of room and not on the same page. But when everyone's on the same page, your ball players, your Nathan Cleary's, your Talungis, can come up with a play because they know exactly where their ball runners are in.
I tell you, Coop, I love their attitude, Penrith, too. I thought at the start of the year, they can eat, of course it's a very complex attack. Oftentimes it does get a little bit too sideways.
Yeah, it does.
But on the weekend, in the last couple of weeks, the short passing, the attitude they're going to play through an opposition, not around it. And we've got a few cuts here of it working. And, there's one of the ones I really enjoy where a couple of times they throw a longish pass and then on the end of that, it's really short passing. Like,
beautiful pass.
I mean, that's an example there. Tried Lindsay Smith, playing through the opposition, not around.
So you've got Isaiah and Nathan Cleary. Look, another short pass. Like when you've got 2 of the best ball handlers in our game, put options inside and out them and let them make the right decision.
That's right.
When they're a metre out of sequence or not in the right hole, then it doesn't matter if you're Nathan or Isaiah. You're not going to come up with the right play. But Penrith ball runners are in the right spot at the right time for Nathan and Yo to do their thing.
Yeah, just a little like, and there's this one here, right? But it's just an example. It's the realisation when he jumps, McLean just goes right up. Yeah.
That play the ball speed wasn't happening 12 weeks ago.
No, it wasn't.
Yep.
No.
They're generating it through their power running and they're all in the right place at the right time.
Coops, if you're going to, let's talk about my train spotting this week. And if you're a ball player and you're going to the line and you're looking to pass short, you've got a responsibility to get your target defender. But your ball runner's got a responsibility to leave his man and hit the right half of the hole. And I love this one here from Liam Martin. He actually uses his footwork before the ball hits his hands. One second. There's one where he straightens in just there. There's one. This is the one.
Try time.
And dip.
Yeah.
There you go. And just that fade and that late straighten, he just leaves Luai with footwork. He actually beats the player before the ball hits his hands.
Yeah, we've seen centres do the out ball and then cut back in sometimes. That time, Nathan got to the exact right defender, and that's Jerome Luai. That's a guy who knows exactly what's coming. And the fact that it looked like he was going to run to the outside shoulder of Luai and cut straight back in on the pass, that was a good ball. That was one of the better tries I saw.
Watching Nathan yesterday, Coops, it was like one thing, the bloke you played alongside, Cameron Smith, and he just mosey around Smithy sometimes, and it was like his pulse never went above 60 beats.
Yep.
That was Nathan yesterday. I was watching Nathan at times, and he was actually, there were times that he was putting the hammer down a little bit, but most of the time he was just cruising around, barely broke sweat.
Yeah, that try, the kick for Tungle, the boomerang kick, right? He sat there, and it felt like he was there for 12 seconds, holding the ball, rotating it around, and just guided it through. Like, that was the amount of rotations that had to spin away from the goal line, beat Luai and for Tungle to get there.
Right.
Very impressive.
The bloke who we didn't talk a lot about coming out of this game, but was again phenomenal, and he flies under the radar just because he does it every single week, is Dylan Edwards.
Fly under the radar, Edwards.
No, I'm talking about his performance. Yesterday we weren't talking.
Yeah.
Like, what we should have been talking about was going, mate, what about Dylan Edwards? Yeah. But we're so used to him doing this.
Yeah, it's almost the standard we accept.
It's the standard.
Yeah.
So I said to the producer, Scotty, I said, mate, just cut up all these touches. Unfortunately, it nearly went for, it was about 4.5 minutes. So we're just showing all these touches in the first half, right? And the amount of work he gets through. Yeah. And you'll see it with him, the amount of work he does in yardage, and again, just is that short ball playing again, but he's just always poking his nose through. I think the term, and you blokes use it all the time at Melbourne, it's a key word, relentless. He just can't be discouraged.
Yeah, he looks fitter. He looks like he's moving so much better than what he was in the early part of the year. I think it was like a quad or a groin injury that he had. He just looked a bit slow, but now, last 2 weeks, his performance last week without Cleary and Yeo was phenomenal. It was like 30 carries, 300 metres, 2 tries, like he did it all, and he's done it again here. Just so reliable. And it's one of the things that Nathan probably and Ivan love coaching him, is you just know what you're going to get. Yeah. And when you're a gun halfback, if you know what you're going to get from your fullback, it makes your job so much easier.
And Coop, what a difference, when you see when the kick downfield and you got Edwards on 1, To'o on 2, oftentimes Edwards on 3. There might be McLean on 4, and you can understand then why they're able to grind a side down their forwards, because they just take so much pressure off.
I'll give you a good example. I was the same with Cameron Smith, so I didn't really have to worry about plays 1 to 3 because I knew it was under control with Cameron. He would take us to the field position, he could do whatever he wants to get there, and I could start looking at the outside defence. Okay, that winger's moving up, this one's not. Gotcha. So I had an idea what my kick option was going to be, and then when I get the ball, I'm in the best spot for the back rower or Billy to be around. So there's a freedom in allowing people to do their job, and when they do it at the highest level like Dylan Edwards, as a halfback, geez, it helps. And the other thing is Isaiah Yeo. But he does the same thing for Nathan. So he's got this 2-pronged attack where he knows he can just let plays 1 and 2 go. He knows he can start thinking plays 4 and 5 ahead.